We are currently on the island in the sky in Canyonlands National Park. In Grand Viewpoint, you have to see this view. Yeah. Bonjour Bakery. Pretty solid. I was absolutely buzzing off of this. What do you think of bonjour?
Bonjour, mon ami!
I liked it. C'est beaucoup.
This is day 3 of our Utah and Colorado road trip, and we are headed 30 minutes down the road from Moab to experience a park that, in my opinion, has better views and more things to do than the Grand Canyon.
That's a big take.
Throughout the next 8 to 12 minutes, I will show you everything we experienced so you can decide whether it's worth the trip for yourself. Welcome to Canyonlands National Park, everybody.
I'm on the edge.
All right. There it is.
Lanyon cans.
Not quite. I honestly don't know what to expect with this park. I really have no idea. Based on pictures, it looks like a mix of Grand Canyon and arches. So we'll see how close that is. What do you expect, Kira?
What do I expect?
Yeah.
I can't stop laughing at Lanyon cans.
Let your armpits hook over my shoulders.
We're learning how to do a bigger backpack.
Let's walk forward really dramatically. Let's go. Down, 40 to go. There we go. We're almost in the 30s. The biggest takeaway from the visitor center was that the Green and Colorado rivers separate this park into 3 distinct areas. You have the maze, which is the most difficult to get to. That's a lot of off-roading adventure if you're into that. We have the Needles, which is on the south end of the park, and super cool walking paths through there. And then where we are at right now, the island in the sky, which is the most accessible and only about 45 minutes from Moab. So, I wonder why it's called Island in the Sky. We are walking up right now to maybe where we can find out. I'm assuming it's like a mesa above everything else. What do you think it is?
I think it's a mesa above everything else.
Pretty good guess, actually.
Layered mesa.
Exactly where Eli would be sitting right on that edge.
This place kind of feels like you're in some old John Wayne flick. Aside from the cowboys, though, this area has a long, rich human history. Pictographs and petroglyphs can be found throughout the Horseshoe Canyon, which leads us to believe that for the past 10,000 years, nomadic groups made seasonal rounds through this area in search for other resources. Kind of like me switching from Minnesota summers to Arizona winters. Several groups called this place home in the past 1,000 years, including the ancestral Puebloans, Navajo, Ute tribes, and then the Mormons came to the Canyonlands area by the late 1800s. Mining of uranium from the nuclear arms race in the 1950s then brought over 1,000 miles of roads, which made Canyonlands accessible by car for the very first time. With new roads came tourism, and with this sharp increase in tourism and advocacy from local environmentalists, President Lyndon B. Johnson established Canyonlands National Park in 1964, which would go on to protect over 300,000 acres of this incredible, unique Utah landscape.
Estoy Pacheco. This is incredible. It reminds us a lot of the Grand Canyon, but very different, very different. This used to be like an ancient ocean. And you can kind of see it. And Lou was just saying that like this is what the ocean or our lakes look like when they're drained. And it looks exactly like that, because it is. Right. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, Mesa Arch. What do you expect to see?
An arch. Isaac.
We saw like 2,000 of them yesterday. Big whoop.
Yeah,
That
true.
was so sassy.
Just like I thought.
Exactly, I guess. That is a drop. It is sheer, straight down. All right, I've got a bit of a hot take. I'm gonna see what you think. This view with the mountains in the background may be better than the Grand Canyon view from the rim.
I'd agree.
From the rim.
Yeah.
That's a big take.
Dylan agrees.
Yeah, I do.
It is unique. It's beautiful. Grand Canyon does not have mountains to the edge of it like that.
And that is a wrap on our one-day adventure to Canyonlands. I'm not here to say that Canyonlands is necessarily better than the Grand Canyon, but it does offer a very similar scenic view, is much less crowded, and allows more activities throughout its 3 unique districts. Come and visit for yourself if you don't believe me, but before you do, I have 3 recommendations. Number 1 is to come during spring or fall for the near perfect weather. Number 2 is to camp for free by utilizing the absolute abundance of BLM land near the park. And number 3, make time to visit Arches and the city of Moab. There are so many things to do within a 45-minute radius, so I would recommend at least 4 days in the area to get your fill.
All right, we're back at the BLM site.
Quick side note, this is a free campsite only 15 minutes outside of Moab. This is one of thousands of free campsites that can easily be accessed throughout the western United States. It's essentially extra land that the U.S. owns that is managed by the BLM, Bureau of Land Management. Typically, you can set up camp anywhere on this land unless otherwise posted. If you'd like to camp in the exact spot that we are staying here, you can find the link to the Google Maps location in the description.
All right, we're back at the BLM site. We're gonna wrap this bad boy up. We've got chicken. I already pre-cooked this. Kira just shredded it. Bring it back to temp. We got peppers, and then we got Spanish style rice. It's gonna be like a rice bowl situation. It's gonna be super good. I didn't sanitize my hands.
Whatever. Yes, you did.
Yes, I washed my hands. But Canyonlands is so much fun. I'd love to come back and backpack this area. I think there's so much opportunity, especially for the off-roading scene. That'd be a ton of fun. So maybe part 2. But we are on to Black Canyon of the Gunnison tomorrow. It's about a 3-hour drive from here. So super psyched about that one. Kira? Excited?
And just like that, we are back on the road again toward Montrose, Colorado to experience the park that I now believe is the most underrated of them all.
Are you guys even looking at it?
We will see you in Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park in 2 weeks.
It's citrus, Dill.
Huh?
It's citrus, Dill.
Huh?
Here now, eh? This is a pretty fragile arch you got. Not to be confused with the delicate arch in Utah. Tree.
Doing the splits.